Listen up, gentlemen. What I'm about to tell you today, it is not your fault. And more importantly, this is not the end. Because what I'm going to share with you has already helped thousands of men over 60 get their energy back, reclaim their performance, and restore strong, natural erections without depending on a single pill. I'm Dr. Chloe Bennett, and for over 25 years I've worked with men who thought it was all over for them. Guys who believed they just had to accept the fatigue, the lack of drive, the struggles in the bedroom. And I always told them the same thing: you are not broken. So, before we go any further, if you're still here, if what I'm saying is hitting home for you, drop the number 1 in the comments right now. That's how I know you're with me and you're taking this seriously. Go ahead, do it real quick, all right? Now let me tell you something. When I first started my practice here in Houston, I noticed a pattern that kept repeating itself. Men would come in well into their 60s, sometimes even younger, and they'd all tell me the same thing. Doc, I just don't have the same fire I used to have. I get worn out so easy. And you know, things in the bedroom aren't what they used to be. They'd look down when they said it, like they were ashamed. And honestly, that broke my heart every single time. Because here's the truth, gentlemen. What you're feeling is normal, but it is not inevitable. Your body has not given up on you. It just needs a little help. And that help doesn't come from a pharmacy, it comes from your kitchen. Today I'm going to talk to you about 3 vegetables. 3 vegetables that you probably already have sitting in your refrigerator right now, but you're not using them correctly. When you combine these 3 the right way, they will wake up your circulation, naturally boost your testosterone, and restore the vitality your body is still absolutely capable of producing. But here's the key, gentlemen: consistency. I'm not going to lie to you. This isn't magic. You're not going to eat some beets tonight and wake up tomorrow morning with the energy of a 20-year-old. That's not how this works. But if you follow what I'm about to explain, if you make this part of your daily routine, in 2 to 4 weeks, you will feel the difference. Your mornings will be sharper, your head will be clearer, and yes, even your private life will improve. So let's talk about the first vegetable: beets. Now beets. Beets are your body's natural circulation booster. And here's why. They are loaded with nitrates. And before you tune me out, I am not talking about the chemical nitrates they pump into deli meats at the grocery store. I'm talking about natural nitrates that your body converts into something called nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, gentlemen, is what dilates your blood vessels. It's what allows blood to flow freely and get where it needs to go. When I explain this to my patients, I always use this example. Imagine your blood vessels are like the highways in Los Angeles during rush hour. Everything is gridlocked. Nothing is moving. Nitric oxide is like opening up extra lanes on the freeway. Suddenly, everything flows. And when your circulation improves, everything works better. Your brain gets more oxygen, so you think more clearly. Your muscles get more nutrients, so you have more energy. And yes, other parts of your body get more blood flow too, which directly improves your erections. It really is that straightforward. But here's the problem that most men don't know about. As you age, your body naturally produces less and less nitric oxide on its own. That's why you feel that decline. It's not that you're old. It's that your body needs support, and beets provide exactly that support. Now, I'm not telling you to eat a whole beet every day and call it a day. I'm going to tell you exactly how to use it. But first, let's talk about the second vegetable: spinach, the testosterone ally. When men ask me, "Dr. Bennett, is there anything I can actually eat to help my testosterone?" Spinach is always the first thing I bring up. Not because it'll turn you into some superhero overnight, but because spinach contains magnesium. And magnesium, gentlemen, is an essential mineral for testosterone production. Let me say that again: essential. After 60, your testosterone levels naturally decline. That's just part of aging. But the speed at which it drops, that's something you can actually influence. And one of the biggest reasons so many men see their testosterone crash is because they are deficient in magnesium, and they don't even know it. They think it's just age. It's not just age, it's nutrition. Spinach is also rich in iron and folate. Iron helps your blood carry oxygen more efficiently. Folate supports the production of new cells. All of that together creates an environment inside your body where testosterone can actually be produced at optimal levels. It's not rocket science, but you gotta know it, and you gotta do it. And here's something that surprises most of my patients. Spinach also contains nitrates, just like beets. So when you combine beets and spinach together, you get a double whammy effect on your circulation. That's why these three vegetables work so much better together than they do separately. They amplify each other. But we still haven't talked about the third one. And honestly, that one is the one that surprises everybody the most. Eggplant, the forgotten vegetable. When most guys think about eggplant, they think about their grandma's ratatouille or some fancy Italian dish. They are not thinking about their sexual performance, but they should be, because eggplant, gentlemen, is a hidden treasure. Eggplant is rich in nasunin, a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells. It also contains anthocyanins, those deep purple pigments that help reduce inflammation throughout your body. And why does that matter? Because chronic inflammation is the silent enemy of your performance. It damages blood vessels, it interferes with your hormones, it causes fatigue, and eggplant fights all of that. But there's more. Eggplant also contains compounds that help regulate cholesterol, and uncontrolled cholesterol clogs your arteries. Clogged arteries mean less blood flow. Less blood flow means less energy, less endurance, and weaker erections. You see how it all connects? Now, gentlemen, I know exactly what you're thinking right now. Okay, Dr. Bennett, that all sounds great, but what do I actually do? How much do I eat? When do I eat it? How do I prepare this stuff? And that's exactly where most videos stop. They give you the information, but they don't give you the instructions. I don't do that. I'm going to give you the exact recipe, the same one I recommend to my patients, and the same one that hundreds of men have already been applying successfully. Every morning on an empty stomach, you're going to make what I call the Vitality Smoothie. Why in the morning? Why on an empty stomach? Because that is when your body absorbs nutrients the best. Your digestive system is fresh, rested, and ready to work. Here are the exact amounts. 1 medium-sized beet, raw, peeled, and cut into chunks. If the flavor feels too strong at first, start with half a beet and gradually work your way up. 1 large handful of fresh spinach. That's about 30 to 40 grams, or roughly 1 to 1.5 cups for those of us who use measuring cups. Don't worry, once it's blended, you won't even taste it. 1/4 of an eggplant with the skin on. Yes, with the skin. That's where the most antioxidants are. 1 apple for flavor and fiber, and it also helps with digestion. Half a lemon, juiced for the vitamin C and to balance out the earthy beet flavor. And 250 milliliters of water, which is about 1 cup. Add a little more if you want a thinner consistency. Toss everything into a blender, blend it up for about a minute, and drink a full glass of roughly 1 cup. Some of my patients like to add a teaspoon of raw local honey, something like clover or wildflower honey that you can find at any farmer's market or Whole Foods. It softens the flavor and brings some immune benefits too. But no more than 1 teaspoon. We're not making a dessert here. Now, I already know some of you are going to say, but Dr. Bennett, I don't really do smoothies. I don't own a blender. That sounds like too much work in the morning. No problem at all. Here's the alternative. You can eat these vegetables in your regular meals. At lunch or dinner, add roasted beets to a salad or as a side dish. Sauté some spinach in olive oil with a little garlic. That is a classic American side dish, and it takes about 5 minutes. Roast your eggplant in the oven, maybe with some olive oil and a pinch of salt and pepper. The important thing is that you consume all 3 of these vegetables every single day, not once a week, every day. The consistency is the whole point. And for those of you who asked in the comments, yes, I see your questions and I read them. If you want to add something extra to your smoothie, throw in a handful of blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries. Berries are fantastic for circulation and they are packed with antioxidants. But that's optional. The 3 main vegetables are enough to get the job done. Another question I get all the time. Can I add carrots? Absolutely. Carrots bring beta-carotene, which is great for your eyes, your skin, and your heart health. But again, it's not the main event. Don't overcomplicate things. Start with the 3 basics. Eat this. Once it becomes a habit, then you can experiment and add things. Now let me talk about what you can actually expect, because I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to tell you the truth. Week 1. Honestly, you probably won't feel a whole lot. Nothing dramatic. Your body is just starting to adjust. Some men tell me they notice their digestion feels better. They have a little more energy in the afternoon, but it's subtle. Don't get discouraged. Keep going. Week 2. This is where it starts to get interesting. A lot of my patients report waking up easier in the morning. That mental fog they'd been carrying around starts to lift. Their energy feels more stable throughout the day. No more crashing by 2 in the afternoon. And some of them start noticing morning erections that they hadn't had in years. That's a good sign, gentlemen. That means your circulation is improving. Weeks 3 and 4, that's when the real shift happens. Your body has had time to fully absorb and integrate all these nutrients. Your nitric oxide levels are better, your testosterone is better supported. You have more physical energy, you're more motivated. And yes, your performance in the bedroom is improving. Erections are firmer, they last longer. Your drive is coming back, and that, gentlemen, is not a small thing. But listen to me carefully here. This is not a magic pill that fixes everything overnight. This is a lifestyle change. You are feeding your body the right fuel. And if you want it to last, it needs to become a habit, not a 3-week experiment and then you stop. Every day, or at minimum 5 to 6 days a week. That's the deal. Now I want to take a minute to talk about something important because some of you are going to ask about it anyway. Why does energy and performance tend to decline after 60? Because it's not just about age, people. It's also about what you eat, or more specifically, what you're not eating. Look around at guys your age. Most of you grew up eating meat and potatoes, white bread, maybe some vegetables as a side that got cooked to death in a pot. That was the standard American diet for your generation. Nobody was talking about nitric oxide or testosterone supporting minerals. You ate what was on the table. That's just how it was. But today we know better. We know that certain foods do a lot more than just fill your stomach. They feed your cells. They support your hormones. They protect your blood vessels. And the good news is, it is never too late to start. I have patients who are 75, 78 years old who started this protocol and told me they feel like they're back in their 60s. I had one gentleman, 68 years old, call my office a few months after starting this. He said, "Dr. Bennett, I don't know what you put me on, but my wife is very happy." And then he laughed. That right there, that is the whole point. That is what I want for all of you. Now, I want to say something that not enough doctors are willing to say out loud. Pills like Viagra, they work. I'm not going to pretend they don't. They increase blood flow to the penis and they allow an erection. But here's what they don't do. They don't fix the underlying problem. They mask the symptom. And they come with side effects, headaches, digestive issues. And for some men, a real psychological dependency, they feel like they can't function without them anymore. What I'm offering you is different. It's a natural approach that targets the root cause. You're improving your circulation naturally. You're supporting your testosterone naturally. You're giving your body what it needs to function the way it was designed to function. No dependency, no side effects, just gradual, sustainable improvement. Does that mean you should never take medication? That's not what I'm saying at all. If you have a serious medical condition, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, you need to be working with your doctor on that. But what I am saying is that alongside whatever you're already doing, you can do more for yourself. You can nourish your body in a way that no one can take from you. Now let me also address something that I hear all the time, especially from the men watching from other countries, parts of Africa, the Caribbean, parts of Asia. You're telling me you can't always find beets where you live. I hear you. Beets are not always easy to come by everywhere in the world. So here's what I want you to know. If beets are not available to you, look for other nitrate-rich vegetables. Arugula, also known as rocket salad, is actually higher in nitrates than beets. Radishes, turnip greens, and bok choy are also solid options. The goal is getting natural nitrates into your body daily. The beet is the most convenient choice for Americans, but it's not the only one. So don't let availability be the thing that stops you from starting. So here's what I want you to do right now. Today, go to the grocery store, whether that's your local Kroger, your H-E-B, your Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, whatever is near you, and pick up some beets, spinach, and an eggplant. Come home. And tomorrow morning, make your first smoothie or prep these vegetables for your lunch. It doesn't matter which way you start. What matters is that you start. And I want you to tell me about it. Go to the comments right now and write 1, so I know you're going to try this, because I read these comments, every single one of them, and I respond as much as I possibly can. If you're wondering whether you can have this smoothie in the afternoon instead of the morning, ask me. If you want to know whether this works for men younger than 60, ask me. If you're in a country where beets aren't available and you need substitute options, ask me. I just talked about some of those. But ask me anyway, and I'll give you more specific guidance for your region. I'm here for all of you, because my goal isn't just to hand you information and send you on your way. My goal is to genuinely change your life. I want you to come back here in a month and tell me, "Dr. Bennett, I have more energy, I feel better, my wife noticed a difference." That is what keeps me going. That is why I make these videos after 25 years of practicing medicine. And here's something I've learned in all those years working with men. You all are proud. You don't like asking for help. You especially don't like admitting when something isn't working, particularly when it comes to your performance, your strength, your sense of yourself as a man. You grew up in a generation where you didn't talk about these things. You toughed it out. You figured it out on your own. I get it. I really do. But times have changed, and you deserve to live fully at every age. You deserve to have energy. You deserve to perform. You deserve a healthy, satisfying private life. That's not just for young people. That's for you too. And if you're not feeling your best right now, it is not because you're too old. It's because your body is missing some essential tools, and that we can fix. So please don't let pride or embarrassment keep you from taking care of yourself. Give this method a real shot. Give your body the chance it deserves, because you deserve it. Your partner deserves it. And honestly, life is way too short to miss out on those moments of joy and connection. Here's how I'll wrap this up. This approach is simple. It's natural, it's effective, and it has already been proven by hundreds of men who are in exactly the same place you are right now. Guys who thought it was over. Guys who thought they just had to accept it. And today, they're living better, they have more energy, they've gotten their confidence back. They found themselves again. You are not broken, gentlemen. You are not finished. You just need a little support, and that support is sitting in the produce section of your grocery store right now. 3 vegetables a day. That's it. No pills, no complicated treatments, no dependency, just a natural, sustainable, and effective method. So go ahead, start today, and come back and tell me in 3 weeks how you're feeling. I'll be right here waiting to hear from you. I know you're going to surprise yourself. Take care of yourselves, gentlemen.